Good afternoon and welcome to the October 17th meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority. May we have roll call, please?
Authority members Agajanian.
Present.
Garpetian. Najarian.
Here.
Parazian.
Here.
Sinanian.
Here.
Chair Devine.
Here. Next item, please.
The agenda for the October 17, 2017 regular meeting of the Glendale Housing Authority was posted on Friday, October 13th, 2017 on the bulletin board outside City Hall. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes for the regular Housing Authority meeting of October 10th.
Move for approval. Second.
With music. That was nice.
With music. Yes. Approval from my cell phone.
Okay, so hearing no objections to the minutes, they stand approved as submitted. Next item, please.
Next item on the agenda, Madam Chair, is the oral communications, and there were no cuts to the for this portion.
Thank you. And next item?
Authority member or staff comments.
Any comments from staff?
No.
No?
Do we have Mike Fortney?
Oh, Mike Fortney. Okay.
Good afternoon,
right.
Housing Authority. Mike Fortney, Principal Product Manager. At long last, I can announce the Onyx project. The affordable units there will be made available. So just to give you a little information on that. The project address, there's two phases, so two addresses. 313 West California and 304 Myrtle Street. So there'll be a total of 8 affordable units, 4 in each of those phases. There'll be 3 2-bedrooms, 4 1-bedrooms, and 1 studio. The studio will be looking for 1 or 2 person household. The 1-bedrooms will be looking for 1 to 3 person households, and the 2-bedrooms will be looking for 3 to 5 person households. The applications will be made available online and at the site. The Glendale ca.gov/government/departments/community/development. Community development, then /housing. So the city's website, the housing division, the application will be there. It'll also be on onyxglendale.com/affordable.
How many units did you say it was? How many units did you say it was?
8 affordable units. Yeah.
Is that the total number of units?
No, the project itself is 183.
Okay, and the address again, 313 West California and
304 Myrtle Street.
304 Myrtle.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the application will be made available on site. It'll be made available online in 2 locations. It'll also be made available at the Armenian Relief Society, Catholic Charities, the Adult Rec Center, Spar Heights Community Center, and at the city's housing office. The applications will be available starting October 30th, and they'll be available for 2 weeks, ending November 13th. Flyers will be made available and at those locations starting next Monday. And then, in terms of marketing, notices will be printed in the Glendale News Press. I'm probably going to butcher this. Asbaraz, Le Opinion, Le Sentinel, and the Korean Times. I hope I got that close.
And what about the CV Weekly?
Pardon?
CV Weekly?
We could add that. Yeah, CV Weekly. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The flyers will be printed in English, Armenian, and Spanish. Any other notes? I just wanted to kind of talk about the rents just a little bit. 2 bedrooms, approximately $729 a month. That's before utility allowances calculated. 1 bedroom would be approximately $648 a month, again before utilities, and then the studios will rent for $567 a month. A little bit about the income. Minimum income is twice monthly rent. That's the management company, Greystar's standard for affordable. For their market rate, it's 2.5 times rent. But for these units, 2 times rent is the minimum. Maximum income, which is determined by the state, to give you an example, one-person household would be $31,500 annually. Two-person household, $36,000 annually. Three-person household, a little over $40,000. Four-person, $45,000. And finally, a 5-person household's maximum income is $48,700 in order to qualify for a unit.
Is there a minimum income? I know that question
minimum is twice monthly rent. And that's
Okay.
Greystar standard. So if you have zero income, you would not qualify for an affordable unit because you do have to pay some rent.
Right.
So your minimum income has to be twice monthly rent.
So for a studio, you'd have to make at least $1,200 a month?
Yeah, about $1,200. Yeah.
Okay.
There will be preference for those who live and work in Glendale, and those who live and those who work. So the preference would be for those who live and work in Glendale. And we define work in Glendale, we expand that to disabled and folks 62 and over as well, the retired. So just wanted to make that clear. So once all the applications go in, received by Greystar, everyone who submitted an application will be given a notice. And if they're given a notice that they are under income, if they're over income, or if they didn't complete the application, they'll be notified of that. They'll have 2 weeks to contest. Otherwise, they'll be notified that they are in the pool. And then
Does contesting also include a chance to amend and modify the application so that it's correct?
yeah, I think
So
if
they
there's
can correct it.
the Greystar is going to allow if there was a mistake made on the application and that mistake toss the application out, if you will, they will give them that time to correct it.
And if I can ask you this, if, let's say you close the applications on November 13th?
Yes.
Is that what, okay, and will they be given, how much time will they be given to reapply, to correct the
He
mistake?
said 2 weeks.
So,
2 weeks after?
Well, so November 13th is the last day that they can apply.
Right.
So the application is going to be mailed to a post office box. It has to be posted at 5 o'clock, November 13th.
Right.
It's going to take some time for Greystar to go through those applications.
Yes.
I would expect probably a month. But if we get 3,000, it might get them through. It might get through in 3 weeks. If they get 7,000, it might take twice as long. So I can't give you a date exactly. But it's whenever it is that they have gone through all those applications, then they will send out the notice. Then the 2-week clock to say, no, wait, I made a mistake on the application. Here's the correct information. That's when that 2-week clock
The
will
2-week clock starts when all the applications have been reviewed?
Yes, and the
And
notices
notice,
went
yeah.
out.
Date of notice.
And notice, okay, thank you.
Is this one more time? Is this for seniors or anybody?
It's for anybody. It is for anybody. But given the preference of live and work, and given the definition of work being 62 and older, it's likely seniors have a very good chance of getting into the building. But it is not exclusive to seniors.
Okay, if they just work in this city but they don't live here, those have the same chance, or
No.
they should live and work?
Live and work gets priority. Okay. Live and work gets priority.
But just
Yeah.
working here, still they can apply.
Yes. And I'm only speculating, but I would venture to guess the live and work are going to occupy all the units. I would be very surprised if we went beyond just live and work, but it's possible. So I'll talk a little bit about the selection. A lottery will be conducted. It'll be conducted on city campus, perhaps in this room, perhaps in another room. It'll be recorded. It'll be broadcast on GTV6. City staff, management, community members will all pull numbers at the lottery. Date and time of the lottery will be announced at least 1 week prior. And we'll make that announcement as soon as we can, as soon as we know. I was guessing it'll be probably mid-January when we conduct that lottery, but it's only a guess now. Again, if we get 3,000 applications for 7,000, we just it just takes time to process this stuff. So, but just trying to be as absolutely open about the entire process as possible. What we've decided is for the 8 units, we will pull 350. So when the lottery does go down, that is on the applications, a very simple application. When these thousands of applications come in, it's a very simple application. We will put those numbers, we'll assign each person a number. They'll be entered into the lottery. We're only going to pull 350, which is a pretty fair amount of numbers for only 8 units. But we've decided that's what we're going to do, pull 350. And then we'll go through that list. And again, our city-sponsored projects, if you recall, they're 30, 40, 50, 60% AMI. This is much simpler in that respect, so we don't expect to burn through that list quite as quick. But you still have family sizes to match up with the units that are available, things of that sort. So you're gonna burn through the list a little bit, and then the remainder will go on a wait list for the project.
Is there going to be an interview process or no?
Yes. So they fill out that simple application between October 30th and November 13th. Mm-hmm. If there's corrections that need to be made, they can make those in the 2 weeks after the notice goes out. And then once the lottery is conducted and we start to pull numbers, right, at that point the application becomes much more thorough. Right. Now you're not just self-certifying, you're actually giving us documentation that we can verify income, things of that sort. And there will be an interview, and that interview will happen in the city of Glendale.
Thank you.
Most likely on site. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So
one more time, the addresses. Could you repeat the address?
You bet.
304 Myrtle and the other one?
313 West California.
313 West, okay.
And 304 Myrtle. Basically, California and Central. You could throw a rock from Veterans Village to this project, if you're familiar with Veterans Village. And if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer. There is a representative from Greystar here as well.
I have a question. So, who gets credit for these units? Is this something that council dictated, or is this a SB 1818?
This is a density bonus project.
Okay, so this is the state law that the developer was taking advantage of, and was afforded several concessions in the development.
Yes. Yes.
So it'd be a lie if I said I brought you 8 units on my own.
Well, Glendale Municipal Code has a mirror image of the state density bonus law, so I don't know there would be a lie.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying that we need to, I think it's fair to understand the different nuances in the creation of affordable units. Yeah. We talk a lot about creating new buildings that takes millions of dollars to do. We talk about Section 8 vouchers. We talk about these are the SB 18 units inside of market rate projects. Yes. So this developer could have said, I don't want to put any affordable in, but the concessions would have been lost at that point.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
okay. So let me just ask one question. I hope I'm not getting too far in the weeds or going too far past. Okay, I don't want to bother with that. So you've got 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms in the studio.
Yes.
You've got folks who are going to have either 2 points or 1 point.
Yeah,
and you're going to do a lottery. Right. So are you going to have different buckets for each unit or different buckets for each set of points? Yeah. There's different permutations that do there. You'll figure that out? I don't need the detail, but...
Well, no, it's actually fairly straightforward. I avoided points. I avoided the word points, but bucket is a good one. So when we do take in all the applications and we look and see, okay, out of the 7,000, 1,000 live and work in Glendale, they're in a bucket. And most likely, if there's 1,000, we're only going to run the lottery on those 1,000. There's no point in running a lottery on those who only live and those who only work.
I see. Okay, right. So you'll see how that turns out.
So it's fairly straightforward.
When was this project approved?
Oh, I don't have the date for that. It's been a while.
3 years ago?
It's already 14. Completed.
Yeah. 13, 14.
Wow.
They're leasing up the market rate
13?
units. Yeah. So it's been a couple of years.
You're trying to remember if you voted against it?
I am. I think I...
But it's worth saying, though, this project and others like it would not have happened without the DSP. And so, this is an important step. This was part of the strategy for council was to know you were going to get some of these projects to do density bonuses in an area where it made sense in the downtown core, and it's transformed Central Avenue. So,
And not every one of these new buildings popping up has this. I mean, that's fair to point out also, is that a lot of it is on the developer and his commitment to moderate income housing, as well as the concessions that were necessary for his project to pencil out.
Do we have an idea of how many affordable house units have been created in the DSP since, I guess, 2011?
I have a spreadsheet, and I track those. I didn't bring that spreadsheet with me, but I'm more than happy to share that information with you.
Would you please?
It's not a huge number, but it's it's
a margin.
Yeah. But I'll
I
share
think
that information.
it's a fair point that Councilman Najarian is making. I mean, if you've allowed for the creation of 4,000 units, and you have 200 affordable units, that's impressive. If you've allowed for 4,000 units and you have 20 or 30, I know that's not the number, but I'm saying if it's a minuscule number, that's something to sort of keep in the back of our minds too.
I think the number is probably under 100 at this point.
I was
gonna say 80.
We have quite a few in the pipeline still.
Yeah, but that doesn't include all 4,000 units yet, right? Because we have
Some of them are online.
some of them are still online. Yeah. Okay. So if you can provide that number, that'd be helpful. I think
be happy
all of
to.
us.
I know you have that number because I used it in one of my presentations. So I know you have that
Right.
information to
Right.
get to the
Yeah.
council. Well, this is good news that we have at least 8 more affordable housing units coming on the line, and we'll look forward to that.
Right.
So
And
thank
of course,
you.
And we
city,
have-
our sponsored projects. We have the Habitat for Humanity and the Fifth and Sonora projects moving forward.
So 15th Sonora ribbon cut, groundbreaking, when is that going to happen?
We're shooting for April 1st next year.
Groundbreaking?
Yeah.
Not until April?
Pardon?
They're not going to start building until April?
There's a lot of work to be done between now and then. Next month, I'm going to bring you the relocation plan, the replacement housing plan.
Okay.
So we haven't relocated the tenants out there yet.
I see.
That's one 90-plus day process.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that we can't move forward with. We'll have funds, right? We can move forward.
ready to move forward.
We're
We're financed.
looking for the next project so that we can commence with that. Okay.
Thank you.
That's it.
Question.
Yes.
Do you know the sizes of the houses actually? Do you have them?
Oh, the square footage of the units?
Yes.
I don't know that off the top of my head. I could ask Grace, do you know the...
If you don't have it now, that's okay. You can bring it over the next time. Or
Sure, I'm happy,
Okay.
I'm happy to provide that information
Thank you.
also. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments from my colleagues? If not, I have...
You know what?
Oh, yes,
I'll
go
just
ahead.
make a general comment. I think we keep talking about this, and we don't talk about it enough, apparently, that there's a statewide housing crisis. It's very deep. It's very broad. It's geographically spread throughout the state. It's recognized at this point on the highest level of state government. And, from anywhere from your local authorities, city councils, to state, legislature, to the governor, everyone's sort of looking for their way of resolving this. And unfortunately, Glendale is no different from any of the other municipalities. We're on the receiving end of this crisis. And it's at the center of my attention. I'm sure it's at the center of my colleagues' attention. And we're constantly looking for ways, funding, means, projects that will ease the burden and create more affordable housing in the city of Glendale to balance, at least on some level, the increasing housing prices.
And go ahead, Mr. Agartani.
Due to this fire in Northern California, housing crisis will be worse. 5,700 units has been gone, and I think Glendale should do more. We haven't done enough, and we have to be the leader for creating affordable housing. And I guess, in my opinion, we have the means and we are able to do it, and we have to work harder. I mean, this 8 units is like minuscule. It's like nothing. So we have to initiate more affordable housing in very near future, hopefully. Thank you.
And It's funny because I was just about to say that to our credit, to Glendale's credit, we do almost everything we can to provide more affordable housing. We are looking for property now so that we can provide more affordable housing. We have incentives, and we're fortunate that developers are using the SB 1818. And I read all the time in the paper about cities that are putting moratoriums on building affordable housing of any kind. And so I look at our city as making a real attempt to provide affordable housing to our residents. And I know that a council and this authority is dedicated to and will continue to work to provide more affordable housing with our housing department. So this is good news. It may only be 8, but it's 8 more. And it will be 8 happy families that will receive these homes. So, or at least be eligible to receive these or pay for these rentals. So, I look at it on the bright side. That the glass is half full. So, thank you. In conclusion, I have an update on the filling the position for our tenant commissioner on this housing authority. We have received 11 applications. So when the mayor returns, he and I will review the 11 applications. We will narrow it down to 3, and then we will hold interviews with the candidates and come back with our how did you phrase that, Mr. Najarian? Our 7th dwarf? Or
Seventh beetle.
Our beetle. Okay, so we'll I look for that happening in probably the next month. So that's the latest on the tenant commissioner. So with that, what's our next item?
Simply a motion and a second to adjourn.
Okay,
So moved.
Second.
Second, we are adjourned at 3:29. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, Laura.
Joint meeting.
One more meeting.
There's a joint meeting.
I call to order the joint meeting of the Glendale City Council and the Glendale Housing Authority for October 17th, 2017. May we have roll call for council?
Council members Agajanian.
Present.
Devine.
Here.
Sinanian.
Here.
Mayor Garpetian. Mayor Pro Tem Najarian.
Here.
Authority members Agajanian.
Present.
Garpetian. Najarian.
Yeah, here.
Razian.
Here.
Sinanian.
Here.
Chair Devine.
Here.
May we have your report, please?
Agenda for the October 17, 2017 joint public meeting of City Council and Housing Authority was posted on Friday, October 13, 2017 on the bulletin board outside City Hall. Before you is the Interim Chief Information Officer and Director of Community Development regarding implementation of Housing Authority adopted 2017-18 budget amendment for a professional services agreement PSA with Emphasis Software in support of the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program Section 8. 1A is City Council motion approving amendment for PSA to extend